The Underdog Jets podcast is back, and I'm smiling. I got like a laughing tone in my voice because what else can you say at this point? You know, whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter right now, live, glad to have you.
Yeah.
Misery loves company, or you hearing us on Spotify or Apple after the fact. Glad you're here. But that was a rough one. I still can't believe the Jets losing streak goes to 5 games, only one of which was not a one-score game where it just wasn't a bounce of the ball. That was the Pitt game. This one, yet again, they fall. I mean, Wayne, help some of us, all of us Jets fans, off the ledge here.
Yeah, misery loves company. Listen, we're going on this, not sure what to say, but this is kind of out of control at this point. And there's a lot of people, professional opinions and the fan opinions, but like, is this possible that this is happening
Mm.
with the expectations and with the players on this team and everything that we're at this point right now where we're not even in November and we might not be playing meaningful football in December this year. What I wanted to wait. What is being said right now on the Jets locker room from the coaches, and what are they saying right now? Where are they at?
It's it's mainly the status quo.
What's the excuses? Is it the same thing? We need to come out better.
Nothing nothing specific. It deals with Ulbrich after the game especially. It hit home. He's a little bit more animated than Salah, and he says point blank, "This is unacceptable. It's not good enough. It's not conducive to winning. We have to get things cleaned up." But time and again, not the only thing worse than watching this losing streak and the misery and the players trying to find answers is the desperation from fans and media members when the suggestions are just off the walls. And people keep asking, why not try this? It can't get worse. It can get worse.
Yeah,
Like, you have no idea. It can get worse.
yeah. People text me, "Oh, Rex Ryan's coming back. Oh, this guy's coming." Listen, everybody's going to throw their hat in the ring. Everybody wants to be the reason, that we turn it around. We're going to hear it all. Everything that we can do, what we haven't done, this and that. Everybody's going to blame the owner, management, the quarterback, all these decisions, and they're right. These are all reasons. But someone said it today about the talent there. He said they all have popular names on the back of their jerseys, but
Right.
they're not a team. It
That's
looks
correct.
great. There's been teams like that over the years. I remember the Redskins brought in Bruce Smith and Andre
Yeah,
Reed.
remember that year? That was crazy.
I looked at they had that thing, the top 10 teams that were built that just kind of failed, and it seems like you can't blame me for saying this. If I'm a homer or not, this team is in disarray and at 2-6. I kind of they basically have to go undefeated the rest of the way. So I don't know. They fired all their bullets. I'm not sure what they do from here.
Yeah, they have to go undefeated or
One loss.
finish 8-1 basically,
Yeah.
and go 10-7. I mean, listen, can it be done? Has it been done in the past? Sure, but we can't even think about that point, right?
We shouldn't be having this conversation right now. This is not impossible. Everybody knows the history of the Jets, but it's just we're like, all right, last year was last year. Look at the record last year and amount of points in the defense.
Yeah,
It was better than this year. And people, for the most part, are healthy, except for Jermaine Johnson going down and some injuries. But it's just like, how did we get here?
yeah. I think it's a attitude, atmosphere thing in which I'm not saying the culture was poor or was established as poor overall. I'm saying no one felt like they were walking on eggshells ever, if that makes sense.
Right.
No one ever felt like, man, my ass is on the line.
No.
I gotta get this done or else. And you heard it from Salah in post-game pressers when someone would bring up the accountability word and he would say, "Hey, listen, these guys are professionals. They care. They are who they are. I don't need to get on them,"
Yeah.
paraphrasing. I think That is the thing, and when guys just take that little bit Wayne, everyone in this league is ultra talented, and what separates the greats from the non-greats are the ones who are just insane in the head. You gotta be insane, to work the hardest to be that just crazy dude, and, when 1 or 2 or 3 guys slip just a bit, the ripple effects are insane across the team.
Yeah, dude, I always say Parcells. Everybody says Parcells is repercussions, consequences, penalties, whatever it is. You have to be terrified that you're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
They're going to bring in someone younger, someone cheaper. They might as well just put in the young guys, making $500,000 a year instead of $5 million a year, $10 million a year. I mean, at some point, it's just like you start giving the young guys time. The older guys going to have injuries. What it is, like you said, there's no other move to be made. They made it with the head coach. They made it bringing in this receiver who, Devontae Adams gives this great speech in front of the team, motivates them, and that's great. From a vet who wants to come in and succeed. And then you have Aaron Rodgers saying, "Oh, it's the best speech I ever heard." You should be giving that speech. No one else should. I talked about it last one. Like, the leader gives credit to everybody else and takes the blame. He still doesn't take the blame. He talks about this shit like, when you're in the darkness, you need to see this, and this is pure shit at this point. Like, this is the guy. He's first ballot, this and that, but like, does this guy want to be remembered for this last year or two in his career? This is how he's going to go out. 4-time MVP, 1-time champion. This is how he's going to go out. That's tough, man. If you're him, I would do everything I can to keep my legacy going.
Same. And here's the Dagger play in which, kudos to Rodgers for. By the way, when we talked about Rodgers 2 weeks ago, he kind of reflected what we were talking about when he went on McAfee and said, "Hey, it starts with myself. Some of the cues I give off in frustration, I got to be better." And I felt like to start this game, he was better. But credit to the offense, going down, getting the score that they needed when it should have been that close. And this is the Dagger that set up the Patriots. Okay, Brissett, basically for me, you're threatening blitz. It's 3rd and 10. They gave up 3rd and longs all game. You're sort of transparent here. When everyone's lined up at the sticks, I know A gap, you don't have to be coming with pressure, but it's kind of transparent. Brissett has the max protect on. So tight end, running back stay in the block. You're bracketing Sherwood here underneath Sauce. There is no reason. And I think Sauce is playing hurt, by the way. But regardless, this is fundamentals. There's no reason why he should ever open up his hips to the outside here. Right here.
Yeah. I
For
don't
what
know.
Purpose?
If you ask me, it seems like he's been exposed this season. They're not afraid to go at him at all. I mean, at all. They're going at him more than they're going at Reed, and Reed's doing a better job. Like I said, if he's hurt, whatnot, he's amazing talent, but how many holding calls and how many pass interference? How many? They're not afraid to go at him, and until he can shut down these plays that win games, they're going to continue. Like I said, this is poor defense. The best thing he has is loose hips, and he can drive on the ball. And I mean, he's done none of that. I mean, it's hard to fathom you can go from that good to this, to this. I'm not saying they're
Right.
terrible. I'm just saying he really stood out last year as he's gonna shut down everybody. And
He was unbelievable, and he wasn't. By the way he played his first 2 years, not overrated in my book. Like, he was that damn good.
Yeah.
But this year, I mean, I think he's gambling. He's gambling that it's going to be an out route, and with the first down marker there, and it's tough to do this and open up your hips like this. I know you have help to the inside, but pressure's coming. You can't open up your hips to the outside and give the inside in this situation with the pressure coming. And watch the pressure. They do yield a free runner, which the timing is very late for some reason. I know they have injuries. This is a young kid, Jarius Monroe, who just got thrown in there. Another kid, Mills, right here, who kind of doesn't get enough depth, but bad timing. Still, free runner. And if he just drills Brissett in the chest or in the waist, This play is blown up. Instead, look, the ball's still in Brissett's hands.
Right.
What? Like, how
I
does
don't know.
this? I just timidness, and obviously Sauce gets spun around, and the ball goes over the free safety's head. I mean, listen, he's focusing on his one number one, number two read, but still, should he have gotten depth there? I don't know.
Dude, that ball was in the air so long. You know, there's two guys to make the play. You know, the guy should be on Jahobi. Hands up. Can't go low on a quarterback anyway. There's so many things wrong with this play. Like I said, it's just they're finding ways to get beat in like, you know, I want to get to the kicker now too.
Yes.
How many games here? Let's watch this. Just
I mean, come on.
don't go at his belly, man. Go make him fumble. Even
These
if
are the
he's not
little
going to make him
things.
fumble, yeah.
These are the and May running in the first quarter. I don't even want to bring up the film because the responsible rush lanes were out of control. I heard media people saying, "Oh, the Jets were sending 3 on one side and 1 on." No, they weren't sending 3 on one side. Solomon Thomas was just getting pushed over there, and you
Yeah.
1-on-1, and that can't happen.
Yeah. You know, Matthias Simon made a comment. We're talking about Sauce. He said, "You know who hated tackling also? Primetime, Deion Sanders. Listen,
Yeah.
Deion will do what he needed to do, but that dude's returning 3-4 interceptions for touchdowns every year,
Yeah, punts too.
and
He
punts
was.
and everything. And
Yeah.
that's the difference. Prime didn't have to, he could do anything he wants. He's going to take 80, 90 yards. Like, this is the difference. You can't compare, Sauce to these guys. They're a different breed. But yeah, a lot of guys aren't showing up that we counted on. And the new guys haven't gelled yet. But yeah, back to like Zerline.
Yeah.
Another field goal, extra point. 3 timeouts in the first quarter. So I see they score. I'm at like a soccer game, and Kate's telling me.
Mm-hmm.
So we score. We're up 5. Gonna go for 2, and we get a delay game, right?
Yes.
So now we got a delay game. So instead from the 2 or 3, whatever, we're at the 7 or 8, whatever it is. That's inexcusable.
Monstrous, and it's been happening since week 1.
Yeah, you got to be during the week. There's like, all right, these are our 2-point plays, and these are our 4th and 1 plays in the field. They should have been on the ball, basically picking what hash they want on. That is inexcusable. That's on the coaches. That's JV, man. That's anybody knows that you should be ready for that play.
Yeah, they're not all business, and they need to be all business. And again, I heard someone on the radio say, "Oh, shouldn't have fired Salah because now they can't even get the playoff after a 2-point conversion. They are calling timeout." This has been happening since San Fran. This is a operations Rodgers thing, offensive coordinator. It's Salah independent. Like, it's been happening the entire season. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. So like I said, at this point, I talked last year, hey, let's be playing meaningful football games in December. That was the goal with Zach Wilson and right around 500. But like I said, at this point, I don't know. What's this say? WC ever wanted to try coaching?
Yeah. This gets brought up often. It's like Jets fans are trying to push you into the head coaching job. Forget Rex. Wayne Chrebet's coming to town.
Listen, that's a big responsibility. Nah, I never wanted to coach. Just wasn't my thing. I help out my kids. I actually considered helping coach my kid at Catholic University this year. I might do that next year. Or, maybe help
receivers
out,
coach.
Whatever it may be. I feel like I have so much knowledge in my head.
Yeah,
that's being wasted, not passing it on to the next generation, and just helping my kids and their friends
right
run routes and go to the field. I don't think is enough. So at some point, I'm gonna have to do something with this before I forget it all.
Hey, listen, there are a lot of situations like if the head coach, smart head coaches are cool with guys coming in, not being full time if they trust you, and it works too because if smart head coaches keep objective people around them. And if you don't know the kids or the players on a daily basis, like really close, it really provides a nice insight.
Yeah. I don't need money to be paid to coach somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just want to go help. And like I said, I'm pro games too, but even college or whatever it is, I'm sitting there. I'm like, if they run this or they run that, and it's the same thing. If you've gone through all these systems and ran thousands of plays and watched tens of thousands of plays on film, you just get a sense of it. So maybe I'll do that someday. Someone made an interesting comment. Michael Peeper Jr. He's always in there. Appreciate you. I'd like to get Aaron Glenn as head coach. Aaron Glenn was the first guy I really went against, and he's worked his way up from coaching, from scout to assistant to this and that. He's the D coordinator at Detroit still.
Yep.
He would be a tremendous head coach. He would be tremendous because he played in New York. The fans loved him. And it's not a novelty thing. It's the fact that he's actually a very good coach, very high on the candidate list for teams. So yeah, maybe we should get that buzz going because great guy, great player, great leader, certainly one that should be considered.
Agreed. And the Rex situation, I'm hearing people scream about Rex. I heard a radio personality even suggest they should bring him in now and in mid-season and demote Ulbrich to DC. Folks, that's it. Rex Ryan.
Come on, man. That's stupid.
He's a 3-4 guy. The Jets are 4-3 personnel. Forget that's just not even the part. Like, you can't do that. You can't bring a guy in like that.
But you're wasting your breath. Rex wants attention. Rex wants this and that. No, we're not bringing in Rex Ryan.
I pray not.
He wants the attention. No, we're not making any move. There's no one move that's going to salvage this. It's the guys that we have, the talent that we have, coming together and playing and winning one game at a time, and that's it. Not looking forward. There's no changes. There's nobody else new coming in. You don't freaking change the coach again from interim to interim. Rex is getting attention. This guy's getting attention. Every media guy, including myself, has an opinion on what they should do. My opinion is don't do shit. Go out there with the guys you got and play hard. We did that in some of my best years and some of my worst years. You look at each other in the eyes, in the huddle, in the meetings, out to dinner, and you say, we're not going to go down like this. We're going to go out and we're going to fight, and that's it. That's all they can do. All the moves have been made.
You know what's funny? This season is kind of the parallels. It's not obvious, but there's some parallels there to the 96 season, Cotites last year, to me. Because that 96 team had talent. And even though you guys only won one game, towards the end of the year, there were closer games, and you were fighting and you were battling. I know this team has a lot more talent, but it's kind of a parallel in that coaching, finding the next guy while trying to establish a nucleus before the next guy comes would help go a long way, so to speak.
Look at the offense we had. And I was part of it. Look at the offense we had back then. Compared to what this is. We have, I think, 10 all pros on this team. That's not Pro Bowlers. You have guys who opt out of the Pro Bowlers, and you guys like that's the 7th and 8th ranked quarterbacks making the Pro Bowl. This is an all pro. It's two guys, all pros, one guy, all pro. 10 all pros on this team. In 95, 96, the fact that I was a leading receiver and now I'm not taking away from I got better as I went, but I mean, like, can you name the number 2 and 3?
There was a bunch of guys. Van Dyke. Yeah.
No, it was 96. Like 95. Who name the other receiver?
95 was Charles Johnson. No, who the hell did you have?
Yeah, so listen, 95.
Rob Moore left after 94. I know that.
No, 95.
Yeah, 95. I can't tell you
anybody.
No.
And we won 3 games, and right now they've won 2. That's insane. I can't comprehend this with this.
The talent is drastically different, but I feel like some of the core nucleus of the Parcells teams were there in 96, and you guys kind of fought, and maybe that's something.
Yeah.
But I'm grasping at straws basically. And look at this play. This is the last one I'm gonna look at because it's infuriating me. This is the May touchdown. 4-man rush. There's no disguise, nothing. I forgot what the situation was, if it was a 3rd down or not. Okay, 4-man rush, 1 tech over the nose tackle. I mean, they're gonna slant basically. Let's see. Responsible rush lane, slant, gone. Right here. You can't if you're gonna do this, you can't get pushed that far to the right.
71 is looking for someone to block. Listen, all you got to do on 3rd down and long is just throw it, run everybody deep, wait till they turn their back on the quarterback and run for 8, 10, 12 yards. It's guys who can run. I understand Josh Allen doing these guys.
Yeah.
Everybody does it. Have a spy. I mean, that just have someone sit in there. They do this to us every game.
Yeah, I mean, look, okay, it's almost like, yeah, you have a slant on, but once you engage one-on-one, you cannot get pushed. And again, that's Solomon Thomas. He's like 260 pounds playing D tackle. That's another thing. Should he be playing D tackle? Probably not. He's not big enough. So this has been a killer all season. Responsible rush lanes. I got to stop looking at the film.
Yeah, I don't want this shit. Louis Attilas again. Watching Wayne get popped over the middle and get back up to do it again was the reason I watched the green and white. A little Curtis sprinkled into haha. Yeah, listen. People tell me all the time that I'm the reason I became a Jet fan. And I joke and I say, hey, listen, I apologize for that. Just always like, to be lighthearted because I know, fans have waited a long time. I understand that. And the players have waited a long time. And a lot of people have waited a long time. But when people tell me that, I appreciate hearing that I'm the reason they became a fan. And every time I hear it, it's almost like I heard it for the first time. So I appreciate the comment. But, there's just not a lot of that right now. There's just not a lot of fiery. I don't know. I'm not saying throw a punch, but let's get in a shoving match. Let's start shit talking. Let's not do like a personal foul, hit out of bounds, roughing the pass. Let's get something in there where we're getting the action going. We're getting them riled up. No punches thrown, but just let them know they're in a fight, man. Let them know from play one they're in a fight. This ain't there's no cakewalk, and I don't see any teams fearing the New York Jets right now.
No, Matthias Simon said Rex showed how to stop this play today easy. Anyone could draw it up. I mean, that's no problem. Anyone could draw it up. If Rex listen, dude, Rex did a great job. I love his attitude. I know why the fans like him because of the attitude. 2009, 2010, great job. But it's not a good sign when you keep declining as your years go along and your personnel gets atrocious as you get more control. I mean, those were Mangini and Tannenbaum's teams. Once Mangini left, Rex was the start of the downfall of where we are today. Don't forget that.
Rex did good because he inherited Mangini's players.
That is correct.
The first year. So let's not get twisted that Rex was the reason.
He did a lot of good things defensively. But again, the other thing is the game is different now. When he went to Buffalo, it was a disaster for 2 years. You can't play the same way, stubborn way he always loves to play. So I'm done with Rex. I'm done talking about Rex.
I'm just I have a friend, he just texted me now. It's all fake news. Everything he tells me, I'm like, they're hiring Kirby Smart. I'm like, hell are you talking about? Or Colin Kaepernick was in for work. I'm like, and then today he's like, Rex Ryan got hired. I'm like, where are you getting this stuff? Rex is not getting hired. Rex likes the attention. Rex is great guy to be around. Yes, he was a great coach, better defense coordinator, but he had a great personality for New York. And I liked when he coached there, but so many names are to be thrown around. You can get the hot, prospect from a good coach.
Ben Johnson, Detroit offensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn.
From college, or you're gonna go back to a Cowher, Gruden, Belichick. What do you do at this point? Like I said, I don't want to think about it. All I want to think about is that these guys go in there and fight and just show some, like you said, just get up and just put your foot on someone's neck and just not let them breathe, suffocate them. Like at the end of the, like they should be coming off the field dying. Like just do something to change the mentality.
Agreed.
They have the guys that could do it. I'm just not sure why it's not happening in beginning games and not continuing during the game. I'm not questioning their effort because they're making plays this and that. There are some mental errors, but it's just I don't know, man. I remember we were losing. I was so pissed off. I wouldn't even talk to anybody before the game. I don't want to talk to my family. My wife would see me in the tunnel
Mm-hmm.
pushing the kids into daycare and look at me and be like, I don't recognize you because I was going to go out there to kill somebody. That's how I played, but
Yep.
people
That
will
like
go.
everyone has talent. That's what you have to be that way.
What do
Nose
you?
kills. Thanks for the super chat. One of a few games where the D sputtered in the second half instead of adjusting. I didn't object much to booting Salah, but too much on Brick's plate. Yeah, perhaps because it happened in Pitt too. So that's 2 straight games basically where the D under Salah they came out slow on both sides and kind of adjusted,
Yeah,
especially the defense. Recently, it's been the opposite. So yeah, I can't disagree with that.
too much. There's too much on Brooks' plate for
Yeah.
sure. And he had 100% focus. He's not thinking about timeouts and going for two and all the things that come along that we don't give enough credit to head coaches for, like Coach Salah. But
Mhm.
he also had Salah to bounce things off of. So not
Yes.
just him by himself. Yes, he has good assistants, plus doing the other shit that he never had to do. So it's tough to put that all on one person. There's not a lot of coaches that could be coordinators slash head coaches like an Andy Reid,
Yeah.
guys like that, like a Belter. That's just it's a
It
special talent, and you don't realize how hard it is until you have someone do it, and you're like, wow, this is really affecting their main job. You know what I
right.
mean?
Right. And realize how much the learning curve is. Like, it takes time. It takes time to get up to par.
Yeah.
Um, Look at this one, Wayne. Underwater's levels. Rogers doesn't strike me as a guy that stays late after practice, works with guys one-on-one, or spends extra time in the film room. His poor attitude is contagious. What do you think, Wayne?
I can't, I don't know. I don't know what he does after. I don't know anything he does. He strikes me as the kind of guy that who would say that he does all these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like some, it's like there's the things you do that to go the extra mile to do all these things that you don't need to tell people about. You make yourself feel good. You know about it. And then there's the people who do things only when people are watching. It's what you do when no one's watching. Is that effort, that mindset. But as far as poor attitude, uh, he's not as emotional as I'd want him to be,
Mhm.
but he has that look of confidence on his face. Like he's got that swagger still. But right now, his swagger, he doesn't have the swagger of his 4 MVP season.
That's for sure.
You know what I mean? But I've seen him go down the field on like some drives, and he has that smirk, and it's just bang, 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 touchdown, bang, bang, and it's like you see it. He's had it his whole career, but you're not seeing it as much as you used to. But like he said, is this guy? Will this be his last year? Say, maybe the 500 the rest of it. Brady went somewhere else and he won
Mhm.
and left the game. Like, some people hold on too long, and I hope that's not going to be the case here.
Well, I think there's a great difference between him playing healthy and him playing hurt. Like, the first game against the Pats Thursday night, he was moving around, he looked good. Yesterday, he couldn't move. So I think at his age, there's a big difference between those 2 things, him playing hurt, him playing fully healthy. Um, I don't know. I'll say this, he when he got hurt last year, he had every reason to not hang around the team, and he hung around the team. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It's I think what we're talking about, the fiery stuff, yeah, there's gotta be something there
yeah.
that's missing, but I also think they're just getting out schemed in so many different ways, and Rodgers, is there too much stubbornness in what he wants to do offensively? Is that leading to him putting stacking the odds against him and his team too much? Probably.
Um, I don't know. I just it's tough to watch. It's hard to comprehend. Like I said, if you're not in the right position or the right play, just go balls out. Go hard no matter what's called. And if I think they're giving Rodgers way too much credit for being able to run this system, uh, and not having an OC that makes 90% of the decisions. And then
Mhm.
his audibles and this and that. There's too much leeway. But like I said, with those weapons, those two running backs, Garrett, Devontae, Lazard, Williams, you take the on like a 7 on I don't know, a 7-on-7, we should beat every team in the freaking world with those. You know what I mean?
Dude, with no scheming in
With
training
no
camp,
linemen, with those guys, we should be able to pound everybody.
listen, basically they did this summer, but
Yeah,
that was without scheming.
yeah,
That was 7 on 7. So to your point, yeah, but, once the scheming gets involved and the X's and O's comes, they're just getting blown. I mean, and they're not getting blown out. That's the other frustrating thing. Most of these games, all of them except for the Pitt game, is one bounce of the ball.
yeah. Uh, I had 13 of them my rookie year. Yeah, we're a half hour in.
13 of them. What 13? We don't. Oh, losses.
13, the ball bounces funny
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, yeah, 3 and 13, that
Listen,
95.
hopefully today, tomorrow, freaking 5 kickers are in, and there's a new one on Wednesday. That's number one. I talked about Greg the Leg last year, and Morsett's still awesome, but Greg the Leg, he's got to go, man. I loved him last year, but he's costing them games. He's putting them in situations that they don't need to be in. You can't say, oh,
Killed them.
this one field goal, but you can say he's directly affecting the game
Yes.
during the game, and specifically in the last couple minutes of a game. So we haven't even talked about Texans coming up. They got their
Yeah.
hands full. All I can say is that. So,
They do, and just like the Jets, wouldn't it be perfectly suited for the Jets for them to win? To just shock everyone, like, when no one expects it.
but we have the number 4 pick in the draft right now.
Hey, now.
How stupid is that? That we have the number 4 pick in, like you can say, all right, listen, we're not having a good year. And I said to Amy, I'm like, do you know we have the number? Oh, she's like, oh, that bad? I'm like, yeah, we have the. For some reason, it goes different. Like we have a chance to the number 1 pick in the draft. You're like, wow, that's really bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's just put this behind us like we do. Dig a hole, bury it, and hopefully Thursday night we hope happens what we think was going to happen the last couple of weeks. Like you said, we're out of options, and at this point, what they have in that building is what they have, and we'll see what they do with it.
Yes, sir. All right, Jets fans, hang in there. Don't jump. I
Mhm.
promise. Don't. Well, I don't promise anything, but I plead with you. Don't jump.
I'll,
I
I'll
promise nothing.
I'll still catch them if they jump. But
Okay, Wayne will be there. Just give him a shout.
all right,
All
I'll talk
right,
to you next week. Good luck.
later, guys.